Jalen Hurd also has a knee issue. Also didn't practice today. Really hasn't practiced since he played against the Raiders. He's played 2 preseason games. He's back to doing what he does, which is rehabilitate for a living. When asked point blank today about Hurd, Shanahan said, yeah, he might go on IR because you can go for 3 weeks. I'm not going to say is it time to be concerned about Hurd because that's a ridiculous question. I don't know. Just like, what are your thoughts on this happening again, like a third time? Thoughts?
I mean, I'm not really surprised. I don't think anyone's surprised, but what I will say with Jalen Hurd is I think the bigger worry, and I know you covered this, Grant, is did the 49ers waste a roster spot potentially by keep trying to bring Jalen Hurd along? One guy that I'm looking at specifically that now that the 49ers have their starting kick returner as a rookie, what about Nisimba Webster? Yeah. He could have easily been on this roster. We saw the Bears go and pick him up immediately. That's someone who could offer a lot in special teams for the 49ers. And then if you really needed him to play on offense, he could do enough gadget stuff that you could get him enough snaps. But with Jalen Hurd, yeah, I'm just more worried about the 49ers roster construction with this kind of thing. It's a wasted 53-man spot potentially. And Jalen Hurd, I mean, what's new? He's always hurt. So,
yeah. Mav.
I just did not think that he would make the team in the first place, so I kind of agree with Ben. So I was shocked by that, but I'm not really disappointed because it's hard to be disappointed when you have very low expectations. But I just kind of feel bad for the guy that he's just kind of in that 49ers lore of guys that were always injured. We have a lot of those guys to talk about from the last 15 years of the guys that, oh, yeah, that guy that never played, that third-round pick that never played. And it seems like Hurd is one of the most mentioned nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been over here stewing, and I had a conversation earlier today in one of my many chats I'm in. At this point, Jalen Hurd in the regular season is like the Easter Bunny. You know what I'm saying? You hear about him, but you never
you just missed him. You just missed him. Yeah.
Right. He has a ton of potential, and I asked this question earlier in one of my chats, like, why is he still on the roster? Not because I don't want him here, but like everybody said the same thing, potential. I mean, you know how much potential people got? You know what I'm saying? So, and the fact his draft position too has a lot to do with it. But if he can't come back from this IR stint, I don't know, man. I mean, sign to get somebody a shot. You know, I love to see him excel, but at this point, he get hurt playing Madden.
Oh,
you know,
that's a good line.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
hey, come on, thumb injuries aren't a thing to joke about. Like,
no. Look, I'm saying if he playing Madden, we playing Madden with Jalen Hurd, and he get hurt on the game. Chances are he's gonna get hurt real life too.
Yeah, I think his injury rating is maxed out in Madden for sure.
You know,
no one should be surprised that this is going on. The Niners seem
surprised. I
I
pray he does pad out and stay healthy. I do. Seriously, I do.
Certainly. I'm surprised that the Niners are surprised. I'm surprised that they gave him another shot. And I guess they kept him because they thought like maybe the Panthers would want him because Matt Rule coached him in college. Like, good, let him be Matt Rule's problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm surprised at that. But here's what really kills me. I feel like the Niners are inconsistent about this. They say he's got potential. He's a third-round pick. Yeah, he's got potential, but he wasn't someone that they're super invested in. He was a third-round pick. Compare that to Dante Pettis. Okay, Dante Pettis they traded up for in the 4th round. So whatever they thought of Hurd, they gave Pettis a higher grade. And Pettis actually did things in games. Some good things. So people like Dante Pettis after his first year, and then he disappointed. And I'm not saying the Niners, got it wrong with Pettis, but they were very hard on him, and that's the precedent they set. And I think they were right to be hard on him. Jalen Hurd comes along, this 3rd-round pick who's played wide receiver for like 11 games in his life, and they just like can't let it go. Why? It just seems so inconsistent. To me, the answer is that I think it's all about Wes Welker. He wasn't here in 2018 when the Niners had Dante Pettis. He came in 2019. He wanted the Niners to take Deebo Samuel and Jalen Hurd. So Jalen Hurd has advocates in this coaching staff where Dante Pettis all of a sudden didn't. So I'm just saying, I think Wes Welker is probably Kyle too, saying, nah, we got to give him another chance. Nah, Wes, no, you were wrong. They were wrong. Time to move on. Wes.
If I start talking about Pettis, it's gonna be a whole other conversation.
We don't need to go to Pettis. Official BNA Music 88 says, what if Campbell has been playing dumb for gamesmanship, similar to Kyle being indecisive with quarterbacks? Kyle overthinks enough to fall for it. Like Campbell's just gonna come out week 1 with like the glasses on and just be hella smart, and afterward he'll just be talking in huge words. Maybe that's it. He's just been playing dumb. I think it's possible. CJ
I like Campbell. It might be unpopular opinion, but I think Campbell could. I mean, it's the Lions, so turning around is getting to 9 wins, but I think he could turn around in a year or two.
He's got some interesting coaches on his staff.
You get him some talent. He's a hell of a coach in terms of somebody who wants to play for him. He just needs some talent. Real
quick, he's got Dom Capers. He's got Todd Wash, who was the defensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars a few years ago when they were good. Who else?
Anthony Lynn, I believe.
Anthony Lynn is their offensive coordinator. It's pretty good.
Aaron Glenn, who was an assistant with the Saints, is their DC.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. All right. CJ Smooth says, Grant, Hurd. Seriously, IR again. Any chance they drop that boo before the season ends? Nah, man, they're gonna hang on for dear life. I don't know why. Thank you.
Got to keep the faith.
Got to keep the faith. Johnny says, what's your biggest disappointment so far? How about Jalen Hurd? No, we can't be disappointed by Jalen Hurd. No, Kinlaw, man. Kinlaw, I think we all expected that he wasn't great last year, but he wasn't bad. And it's like, no minicamp, no OTAs, the pandemic. It was understandable that he would kind of have a slow start. This is disappointing. This is rough.
Yeah. What about Aaron Banks? That's a huge disappointment.
It's a little early to write him off, but yeah, so far. Yeah. But it's a little early. I'm just going to say
he was
healthy today.
Oh, he was. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's news.
So let's give him a chance. He's still like 23 and he's from El Cerrito, so I want to give him a chance. Only because he's from El Cerrito. Jalen Hurd doesn't exist. Just like that Sinbad Genie movie, A Mandela Effect. Yeah, Jalen Hurd. And there is a player in the league named Jalen Hurts. It's too bad.
No. He did that on purpose.
He did. Jalen Hurd. Jalen Hurd. That's true. I like that. Sacramento Mike says, I like that. We keep Taylor to cut DJ Reed. Ooh, that's true. We lose Sullivan, Hilliard, and Griffith to keep Bowles and Harris, who aren't nationally linebackers. That's true. We cut our returner Webster for Hurd. We always choose a personal favorite. He's right. He put it really in very black and white terms. I'll read it again since you gave me $10. Keep Taylor to cut DJ Reed. That's true. Sullivan, Hilliard, Griffith, linebackers that look promising to keep the safeties turn linebackers, Fowles and Harris. Cut Webster for Hurd. All caps. Yeah. Nothing more needed to say. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And, I think I'm curious to see what Kyle Shanahan's reputation is going to be in 5 years. Because he's always going to have a sterling reputation as a coordinator and a thinker of offense. But is he going to be looked at as like another guy in the lineage of coordinators who couldn't hack it as head coaches? I wonder. Those guys are always failed for not because of their scheme, not because of their offense. It's because of stuff, decision making and stuff like that.
I mean, in Kyle's defense, real quick, and some of y'all may jump on me, but in Kyle's defense, since he's been here, it's been one of two things. Talented roster and injuries. You know what I'm saying? So it's never been his play calling. It's just, so.
No, it won't be his play calling.
So, I mean, it's kind of, it sucks, man. He's got the bad hand. You know what I'm saying? True. So.
Enrique says, I think the Niners will score 25 points or more per game this year. Question mark. Do you think that Enrique thinks that the Niners are going to score more than 25 points per game this year? Or is he on the fence about it? I think he's on the fence, guys.
They should. I'm going to say 30. They should score 30.
Yeah.
It seems like he is. I mean, if anything, the only reason they wouldn't score a ton of points is because they do run the ball so much. But, I mean, they're a high-powered enough offense that if they're not at 25 points per game, they're going to be right around that area.
Look, if this offense doesn't miss layups, we putting 30, 40 points on the board every game.
I got something to say. I think their red zone offense should be much better this year. I think I think they should score more touchdowns this year. Yeah, I think that's a fair expectation. Fred shuts down Hawk. It's over. Their only weapon. Yeah, and it's not just going to be Fred covering him. Fred will cover him sometimes on first and second down, but on third down it'll be Jimmy Ward. Yeah. Tart will get some opportunities. They'll throw a bunch of bodies at him, and yeah,
Jimmy Ward lockdown, baby.
Yeah, it should be fine. Joel says, since there is bad energy between the Saints and Michael Thomas, we should get him for a cool price at the trade deadline. Let's face it, we got to go through Tampa Bay to get the Super Bowl anyways. I mean, I do agree that I think the Niners are a move away from really being able to say that they're Super Bowl favorites or contenders. I don't know if Michael Thomas is the move, though. What do you guys think?
That's the thing. I don't know if the 49ers need another wide receiver necessarily. I know everyone made such a big deal about it, but
he's an expensive wide receiver who's had issues and isn't super fast. I know he's been good, but he also isn't the biggest team guy. I mean, I don't know. What would he cost you?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think, the 49ers would rather go after a corner, a position where they do have serious depth issues. And they lost a game to the Dolphins last year because of how bad they were at that cornerback.
The Brian Allen experience.
Yep, exactly.
They should make a docu-series of that game. And it can be like a horror movie, you know what I mean? And then Brian Allen.
Why is he still in there?
Who is that guy on the field? No one knew who he was.
Right. Grant for Thomas.
Yeah.
Cap hit in 2022, 24.7, 25.3, 24.6 the next 3 years. 10 this year.
Ooh, so you're telling me it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo for Michael Thomas?
That is that Jimmy Garoppolo and Eric Armstead.
That's the first thing I thought about. I was like, what?
Juan says, we've seen all these Niners players before. We know what we have on our roster. Our only unknown is D coordinator. That is a good point. Also, Trey is a pretty big unknown. I'm curious. He's a big X factor. If he turns into the guy they think he can be in a couple of years, if he turns into that now, they can win the Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah, but this defense also doesn't have DeForest Buckner anymore. And Brandon Ayuk, if you're going to be talking about it that way, like Brandon Ayuk didn't have the quarterback play last season that warranted him having the type of season he should have had. So Ayuk's going to look a lot better.
And he still balled out.
Quarterback play. Yeah, and he still balled out. But that ball placement, I mean, last year, really, that ball placement was awful. It's some of the worst.
Listen, that Patriots reception he had, you tell. Never mind. Go ahead.